Perfect. Almost didn't mute the gameplay in the background.
Oh,
Awesome.
I've been there. All of a sudden, Steven talking while you're talking. You're like, oh, whoops.
Perfect. All right. Let's just, I guess I'll see what's gonna happen.
All right. I think we're good to go. Let me check to make sure everything's up and running. Yep, we are live. I just got to change the thumbnail here.
Nice. Maybe I'm live.
I
Looks
could
like
take
I'm live
I
too.
could I could take it a minute.
Yep, I see it. We're good to go.
Okay. Nope, not that one.
Of course.
There we go. All right. There we go. Welcome in, everybody. Not a normal live stream. Not a normal Voices of Verra this time. Dr. Burns, what's going on, man? Good to see you, dude.
The rare Friday stream.
Yeah. Yep. Episode 2 of Friday streams.
It is. That means it's a special occasion. All right. If any of you guys are watching this at a later date, feel free to like skip ahead a little bit. So this is my first time streaming on Twitch and YouTube at the same time. And so I'm just working out a couple of things behind the scenes to get things set up. So apologies. And yeah, but once I get this going, I think we're going to have a good old time.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll knock this out of the way right away. What we did talk last week about if we were going to do this on Tuesday. We talked about pushing Voices of Verra back this week after the live stream to kind of talk about it because it was just going to be a bigger week anyways, and it was better to do it on Thursday or Friday. And yeah, so that's why we're doing this Friday live stream. And yeah, it just gives us a chance to talk about a lot a lot that was brought up. Steven and Intrepid really brought forward a lot of different things for to talk about for the next couple of months. Like they got the next couple of months planned out that they gave us, and yeah, there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to talk about.
Yes, and I'm almost set up. I just got to get my chat set up.
Nice.
And then I'll be good. Niji, thanks for the follow. Skylark, thanks for the follow. All right, I can hear notifications. That's good.
There you go.
Now I just got to make sure I can see my chat in my stream program so I'm not like falling too behind on you guys. I mean, what's the Voices of Verra without me knowing what the Voices of Verra are saying, you know?
It's true.
So if you guys give me one more minute, I should have this sorted out. Professional streamer, I promise. Let's see. All right, bear with me. Bear with me. Now, how, you know what? I'm assuming I'm not going to be able to. That makes sense. Okay.
What's happening, my friend? Hope all is well. Everything's good, man. Everything's good. Yeah, I tweeted this out. Like, I think it was like a month ago, but there was a point in time where I just wasn't sure what I wanted to play and everything, and now there it's almost like there's too many games that I want to play and I don't have enough time. And then now we have Alpha 2 around the corner for Ashes, and I'm just like, okay, well, all those games are gonna get put on hold for a bit. So what's going on with you, Mad? How are you?
All right. Oh, did I notice he almost dropped the F bomb on stream? Oh no, I did not.
Oh, it was. Oh yeah, I want to talk about it. That was hilarious.
Oh yeah, yeah. When he saw that thing in the corrupted zone, it's coming back to me. So I cannot figure out how to see my chat besides like actually on my screen. I wonder what I can do about that.
So do you have docs on your OBS or your Streamlabs? It should be a
Ye-
there should be a chat check mark that you can add.
Yeah.
I don't know if I had to download that add-on or if it came with what I did, but I have both of them available to see. So
Yeah, this is weird. Let me try something. It's definitely not my normal layout. Um, I don't know if I'm supposed to be using the stream program or the redirect thing or what, but yeah, this is looking very, very different. I don't know when the chat thing went away, but it did.
okay.
But yeah, you guys, yeah. Go ahead, keep talking without me.
Nice, a little quiet. Okay, I got you there. Okay, thank you for letting me know, E-Man. Giving the kiddos a bath, listening to Voices of Verra. What a Friday. Yeah. I can't. Okay, well there's a lot to talk about, but Nice told me to keep talking. I am very surprised we're getting like a full December live stream. Like last year, December's live stream was like a recap, and it's a little bit smaller because holidays, people are taking breaks and stuff. But we're gonna get a Ranger showcase in December. That's awesome. So really looking forward to it. Trying to wrap my brain around the big Path of Exile League announcement yesterday and the new patch note. They did a huge meta shakeup with some insane changes. Cool, man. That's always fun. Trying to figure new things out. Yeah, you good to go?
I found it. I see what I'm gonna have to do. But all right, yeah, I'll be good. I'll be good. I just won't be doing nothing. Kick and Wang, thank you for following. Thank you, buddy. All right, yeah, I think I pretty much got it figured out. Let's get the camera going.
Why are we here on a Friday? So I said it a little bit earlier. You must have just good to see you, Fiddles. We talked last week about pushing Voices of Verra back this week after the live stream, so we could talk about that instead. And the live stream was yesterday, and so we decided let's do it on Friday. Let's do it on Friday and get our discussion out then. Now that we have an entire live stream to discuss, which is the footage you're seeing in the background right now. So.
All right, I think I'm good to go. I can see chat.
Okay.
When it comes time for me to pull up other things like from Reddit and whatnot, I'm gonna have to figure out something. But I got a basis going here, and I like the basis that I got going. He said from YouTube, brother, Ash has been in the radar for years. Let's go. Yes, dude. All right, so let's do a proper introduction. Sorry that it's taking me so long to get ready, but this is my first time doing a multi-stream, as I mentioned. So apologies to everyone that watched at a later date. I think I need to go ahead and make sure I put a timestamp after this is uploaded.
We'll stone him for it, guys. We'll stone
him. So welcome to another episode of Ashes of Creation live stream / podcast, the Voices of Verra. We are excited. This is episode 21. It's myself, Nice Gaming, here on YouTube and Twitch, as well as Is There No One Else on YouTube and Twitch. We are fresh off the Artisanship preview, and man, the hype meter is off the charts. I can't wait to get Elsa's impressions. I can't wait to get you guys' impressions. I can't wait to get to discuss a lot of the things that we learned. Things in Discord. I did a video with everything pretty much from Discord and the stream. I uploaded that this morning if you guys didn't check that out. And also I got a couple of things that I noticed during the stream, or actually the biggest one I can even take credit for. Somebody in my comments section actually notified me of it. But yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one. And this is we usually do this on a Tuesday if you're not aware. Today we're doing it on a Friday. So yeah. And this will be my first official Twitch stream technically. So welcome on in, everybody. I appreciate
welcome to Twitch. Nice. I thought you popped that cherry yesterday. with the live stream.
Yeah, that since it didn't save and since it was a test, you know what? It doesn't exist. It never
Okay,
happened.
never counted.
All right. Here we go. Making sure all this is good. Let me pull it up there. All right. So if let's go ahead and let's just go ahead and get into it. Scale of 1 to 10, where was the stream for you? And all you in chat, all the voices of Verra, I need you guys to go ahead and tell me what on a scale of 1 to 10, where was the stream for you guys? Else, how was it for you?
Oh man. Wow. So you take all this time to set yourself up and then you put me on the spot like that right away. Wow. Okay.
Didn't want to lean into it, just boom.
Yeah, we're just going right into it. So with everything, all the information they provided, last year was my favorite live stream. This is my favorite live stream. It has now replaced it. It's gone from last month's went from number 1 to number 2. This month's is now number 1 for overall information. Like the fact that they told us, hey, we're going to have Caravan PvP in January. We're going to do a Ranger live stream in December. We're going to have this coming out like that. We'll go into more details and everything. But overall, like everything they gave us was the most packed. I feel like it was one of the most packed live streams that we've gotten. And
yes.
like, and the little snippets, we'll go in detail on these as well. But like some of the little Easter eggs, some of the things that they showed while they were going through the artisanship crafting was also really interesting. The ranger skills, showing the corrupted area was fantastic. Like all this stuff was great. As far as like the artisan stuff, it was fine. Like this is not something I'm normally super interested in. This is not something like for me, this has always been a means to an end. And I'm not trying to, like, we all play games for different reasons. Some people really like the crafting. They like harvesting, collecting. That's just not typically me. But the attention to detail that they have for going into all these things, and I said this on their stream. I mean, it just shows that they're gamers. It just really does show that like they really want people that enjoy different aspects to enjoy that aspect in this game, which I think is it's just a hats off to them. Like the amount of attention to detail and saying, hey, we know for some players this is valuable, and we're going to make it fun for you because we know it's valuable for you. And I really like that.
Lovely. Well said. I like what you said there. Ashes of Relation, welcome on in. I like what you said there. I share that sentiment. I've never been like I'm sorry, I'm just not gonna be the flower picker. I don't think either of us was the Columbine flower picker on ESO.
Nope.
It's just gathering and all that stuff just never really interested me. Crafting, kinda, when you had to do it, you like being able to make your own stuff, not having to wait on your trader to get online, and so that's always been cool. But it's never been a main thing of mine. But seeing how the gathering looks in this game and how important it is to your character and stuff like that, it makes me excited. And I think I'm going to change that about myself. And I want to be very I don't want to say self-reliant in the sense that I'm not going to need other players, because I mean that's how this game is designed, and that's one of the things I love about it. But I want to be self-reliant, and I at least want to do my part in the process. Like, so if I go full in, let's say there's one Grandmaster focus, and we'll get more into these later, but let's say there's one Grandmaster focus, and I choose Lumberjacking, because I always use that as an example because I think that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
But I choose Lumberjacking, and I can harvest the best trees, the highest tier 5 trees. But guess what? Now I need someone to craft it. That's okay. If El specializes in weaponsmithing and I specialize in Lumberjacking, maybe he uses a staff. He chooses to go mage, so he needs woodwork, that high tier wood as well. We can help each other in that sense, and that's something that's really cool. But I don't want to have to go to another player and be like, hey, can you get that tier 5 material for me? Okay, cool. Hey, can you process this for me? Okay, go. Okay, now that that's processed, hey, can you craft? I want to at least get a third of that done myself. I at least want to get the gathering done. I at least want to do the crafting part. I at least want to do the refining part, something like that. And that's the cool thing about this system. And to hurry up and answer the question, I give this stream. Wait, what was the number you gave?
I didn't give a number.
Yeah, I just thought about that. You slick little.
I just snuck right by without giving a number.
I was like, wait a minute.
I,
What's
I'll
your number?
I'll give it like a 8.5. I think it's the
Eight
best
and a half.
it's the best live stream of the year in my opinion. I really enjoyed it. So
Okay. I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a 9. I
wow,
think it would have been 10. And if I see anyone give this less than a 8, then I'm going off on them. But but it's an 8 or 9 in my opinion. I'll give it a 9. It would have been a 10 if they had went in detail with one of the systems, like if they showed the animal husbandry,
sure.
if they showed something like that, that would be a little bit more unique, and I think that would show their progress off even more. I would have gave it a 10, but I mean, man, this stream was amazing. It was so good, so good. Speaking of the Grandmaster thing I just alluded to, that kind of makes me want to go on a tangent here. So, and I addressed this in my video today. How do you feel? And this was stated on Discord. They are changing and for you guys, I may be able to bring up an image for you. You guys forgive me, I'm not gonna be able to pull up things as fast with this new stream program thing I got laid out here. But I'm sure you guys are aware of seeing it in videos, but Steven went to Discord to say that they're going to be allowing you to spec into 2. Like you're going to be Grandmaster, which is just think of that as like the highest level. Like let's just use tier 5 for simplicity. You're going to be able to go into 2 things. Previously it was 1. Like, you're going to do the highest tier of lumber processing, or you can do the highest tier of ore processing or whatever. You can't do that and something else. Well, now you can go professional miner, like you can get the best of stone, right?
Yep.
And you can also choose a second thing to be a grandmaster in, which would mean you can mine those rocks, the finest of rocks, the finest of ores, and you can process them at the highest level as well. So you don't need someone for that whole process. You'll only need someone for that third thing, which I think is the logic and the reasoning that they're doing this. But you'll only need someone for that third part of the process, which would be the crafting, obviously, right? Um, so I guess they have it designed in a way where still you need someone, but it's not as detrimental. I personally like the old way, and I'd like to get you guys' opinion here in a second. I personally like the old way, and obviously this is not final. This is just something said. This is just something Steven said himself. Like, hey, this is not final. It's just something they're testing. They may go back on this. And when I say this, I'm not saying like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they did this, blah blah blah. No, this is just me saying, hey, from what I know, and I mean, come
Mhm.
on, I think Steven knows the game a little bit better than me. From what I can know and from what I'm thinking, I feel like making players need each other even more is the way to go. What are your thoughts on that?
It's an interesting point. I can see both points of view. Uh, and so I guess I'll lay it out for people because for me the reason I've never gotten into crafting and creating stuff in game is it's always been a means to an end. Everybody does it like an ESO, like you're literally a master crafter and everything. You get everything leveled up. A new
Mm-hmm.
item set comes out that's top tier. You go craft it and you go about your day, and like that's just what you do. And there's nothing like it's just like they're more catered to other game loops than crafted game loops, and so it's never been a thing of mine. uh Obviously Ashes wants to change that. Obviously Ashes wants you to try to rely on people, and so you will not be able to do master crafting for everything. And I think I understand why he's allowing two, because if you think about all of the different, what is it, 16 different
It's like over
artisans.
20, I think.
Is it over 20? Okay. So I can pull it up actually. Like I have this thing called the internet. But but it's one of those things where it's like if you can only be a master crafter of one, and let's say there's over 20, that means you need over 20 guild members to have access to everything in order to be able to do everything. And so I think it becomes one of those things where it's like, okay, you obviously it is a group based game, that like whether you are a master crafter in one or two will not change that. It's just like how much do you need to rely on so many people? And I guess I
Mm.
can see that's why they're looking at testing it.
So yeah, chat says 22. Yeah, a lot of people all said 22.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I found it. Yeah, they're right.
chat's never right. What do you mean? Uh, and just answering our previous conversation, Niji in chat gave the stream a 9 as well. And Mark said, I wonder if the Steam Deck could run this properly. Yeah, I really want a Steam Deck. As a father who has to watch the kids, obviously, I don't want to be in the man cave all the time. I want to, they're sitting in the living room. I want to be able to sit in the living room too, and still do some crafting, just kind of sit on the couch and still get my gaming on, still be efficient with my gaming stuff. But that's the reason I wonder if Ashes of Creation would work on a Steam Deck too. That would actually probably make me invest in one. And by the way, welcome on in, Viral. Welcome on in, Skylar. Appreciate you guys being here. Viral says, I personally like the change. I think it was going to be cumbersome the original way. And I think that's a fair point. I think that's very fair. And that's why I'm not too strong either way. Like, if this was the final answer, I would totally get it. I mean, because it makes it easier for me without being too easy. Like, it's not a handhold, it's still gonna be difficult. And people in chat are also saying, I thought both masteries had to be in the same tree of the artisanship. Will Scott says that, and someone else said it, I thought as well. Relation did. It has to be in the same section. So you can choose 2 masteries, but it has to be the same type, is what they're saying. So 2 from the gathering, 2 from the processing / refining, and then 2 kinds of crafting. That, if that's the case, then it's not as bad as I previously thought. And I'll be completely honest with you, chat. There was something that and I'm trying to pull it up here on my PC. You guys bear with me. There was a screenshot I grabbed earlier in reference to this that I think will be pretty cool. Here it is. Apprentice, journeyman of a 3, master 3, grandmaster and 2. I know that was answered on Discord, but yeah, I'm just gonna go with what chat said. I'm just gonna go with what chat said.
What's
and yeah,
chat saying exactly? I'm reading,
so
so I didn't hear
basically,
it.
oh yeah, so basically that yes, you can master 2 different artisan things, but they have to be in the same tree. So I still stand by what I said. I still want it to be 1, but at the same time, it's not as drastic, or it's not like as crazy as I was previously thinking. Because the 2 that you choose, so you know how it's split between the refining, the gathering, and the crafting. So let's say 2 gathering things are lumberjacking and mining. Well, you can choose 2 out of the gathering tree. You can choose both of those, but you can't choose mining and weaponsmithing, is what chat is saying.
Okay. Yeah. So, you did. Steven said otherwise. It looks like yesterday.
He said what?
Players can now master 2, not restricted to both being in the same branch.
Okay. Oh, okay. So I was right.
Yeah. So he just said it yesterday. So it's fair that if people.
Okay.
That's I'm
there was
looking
some
at the wiki
confusion
now.
on that.
Yeah.
Because I felt like I felt like I looked at that screenshot. Matter of fact, I might have the screenshot because I meant to put it in my video. That sounds very familiar.
I just linked it to you. I can also link you the classes, and you can here. Oh, damn it.
Yeah, message me. I don't know why, but my stream program is completely different. Okay, Viral says you're right as well. Yeah, chat. Yeah, chat. Take that. The voices of Verra thought they were right. I live Ashes of Creation. No, I'm playing it. I believed y'all. It made sense.
It just happened yesterday. So yeah, you very well could have been. They very well could have been right.
I need everyone in chat to type hashtag nice was right. No, I'm playing. I'm playing. I get a lot of stuff wrong. That don't do that, because then I'm gonna have to type chat is right 30 times a stream. But no, and that's pretty cool. So okay, so it is you can do 2 from a different tree. Okay, so now my question is this, Viral. Now that you know it could be in 2 different trees, do you feel the same way? And in essence, it's still cumbersome, like you were saying. So yeah. Niece is right. Oh, Nieces is right. Demon Hunter was right.
Attaboy, Niece Gaming.
Yes. Interesting. So we have a lot to talk about with this stream, obviously, chat. And we also have an abundant amount of Reddit posts, forum posts that we can go through. And honestly, I don't think we've pulled any new forum post stream. All the stuff that we had to discuss was pre-stream.
Yeah.
So I mean, hell, even live we might find some stuff, but I'm pretty sure the stuff that we've been that we haven't addressed can carry us, but we'll see how it goes. Chat, I suck at streaming. I'm trying to learn this dual stream on YouTube and Twitch thing. Um I'm trying to figure out how to pull stuff on my screen and share it with you guys because my stream program changed all like my settings and it's not. Oh wait, hold on. No, I got happy for no reason. Yeah, it's just completely different. So I'm gonna have to sort that out. Maybe I'll be able to sort it out while I'm talking. So
Sure.
bear with me. But yeah, they've made it. Oh, you know what? I think I figured it out. Let me test something. Uh, You can keep going. What did you want? Is there something specific that stood out to you in the stream that you want to discuss first? Because I got a
Yeah.
couple, but yeah.
I got a comment from Tilly, said that this stream was a 10 for them. There were so many good things shown in this live stream. And then Dr. Burns said it was an 8. After digesting
Ooh.
the mayoral stream a bit more, that one's my favorite for 2023. The node commodity versus personal commodity system is awesome. So yeah, glowing reviews so far about the overall stream. I wanted to just dive into this entire Twitch stream because this entire reveal, because there was so much stuff. I don't know what to talk about first. I mean, we could talk about the artisanship stuff where they had to go out and collect all these things. And I guess I didn't think it was too cumbersome. I thought I liked the aspect of having to collect for the specific thing they were doing. They had to collect it during different times in the day. I thought that was kind of cool. I thought the night reveal, the shading for the new night reveal, I thought that was fantastic. I thought it was really well done. I guess we could start there and get your thoughts on those things.
That's so I love everything that just happened with everything you said, because chat said, so here's what's funny. The topic that I first wanted to jump into was the lighting. As I was thinking that, and I want to ask you what you want to talk about first. You said the same thing just now. At the same time you said it, chat said it.
Perfect.
Skylark said it. So that was just, I just loved everything that happened. So and by the way, chat, while Elsa was talking, I did figure out how I can show you guys things. It's a lot more complicated than I used to be able to, but it can happen. So that's cool. So I thought the changing lighting, and chat, you see it on my screen right now. So you see that patch of grass to the left. It's not the most shadowy area, or you see the lumber kind of forward of the character, but anyways, the shadows wasn't like nighttime. You saw in the node showcase, which I think we all agreed the node showcase was beautiful. It was very visually appealing. Or these rocks right here, you see how the shadows worked right there. It's really good looking. The node stream was good looking, I mean, but the shadows were like, I mean, it felt like you just walked straight into nighttime, right? As visually appealing as that showcase was, that was the huge emphasis of feedback. And yeah. Now, the nighttime compared on this stream compared to what we got in the day and night cycles last year. Oh my gosh, I just have a corny pun and it was unintentional. The difference between this stream and the one last year is night and day. Everyone slap your knee for that one.
Yeah, well done. If you didn't know Nice was a father before that, you could tell right there. So
so yeah, I think it was a night and day difference of how the night and day looked. And the moon. Can we talk about the moon? The moon was so glorious. I loved that moon. I had to use it for my thumbnail today. I was like, yes.
They even had a shooting star, dude. Like
yes, I saw that.
Yeah, like I don't know. Like I'll say this. I understand like some people aren't going to like this. They're not going to like the shadows. They're not going to like how dark the game is when they're playing, because they're like, I want to be able to see stuff. But at the same time, I like how much more realistic this is. I like how this looks. I like how when it's dark out, yes, there might be things in the shadows. There might be stuff. And like that adds an entire new aspect to the game that we don't get in games currently. Like ESO nighttime is not the same. Like it is not the same. New World nighttime is not the same. And New World looks gorgeous. Like it is a great looking game. It doesn't look the same. And so I was really looking forward to that. There's a part later on too, my favorite part. It's it's either at the stone milling or whatever, where he's got the guy just pounding fucking stones. It's either that part or there's a part later, but it was the guy next to Steven, and he had the sword on his shoulder, and it's
Yeah.
just a big ass friggin' sword. But you look
Yeah.
like every time like he moved a little bit, the shadows moved perfectly. You see like the chainmail underneath his neck was moving with the sword. Like all the details looked really, really good. And I'm looking at it and I was like, wow, it's a good thing he's wearing chainmail because he's got a big ass fucking broadsword on his neck. And
Yeah.
and I don't know. I just came away really impressed. And once again, like you just see like this is what it looks like pre-alpha 2. It's going to look so much better when we get into the betas. It's going to look so much better when the game goes live, and it already looks great. Like I think this is what we've seen this this specific live stream. It's on par with New World, which I think is aesthetically the best MMO out there right now. So
I really love it's crazy to think like, what if this is not even, I mean, obviously they always tell us it's work in progress. A lot of this stuff is not finished, right?
Yeah.
But we could assume loosely that these character models are roughly in that final stage, if not the final stage that we're going to get them, at least at Alpha 2. And it already looks better than most games that we have right now. Like it's I say this a lot, but I really think Ashes of Creation is that perfect balance of realism art meets fantasy art being something like cartoonish like WoW,
yes,
and then realism art obviously being the New World, and then I feel like Ashes kind of meets right there in the middle. But yeah, I think just those small attention to detail stuff was really, really good. We had some comments here from the Voices of Verra. Viral says, what did you guys think about the improved snipe? I loved it. I loved all the ranger skills.
Oh, we'll get into the ranger skills for sure.
Oh yeah, and I saw a battle axe there. I saw the guy have a battle axe.
I want to talk about the weapons too. Yep.
Yes, dude. He said, in my opinion, I think Steven's contrast was different, but Slurp stream looked better. Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. The Twitch streams. So those Twitch streams do not do the game justice. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. While I was watching the stream, I was like, oh, this looks nice. But it does not do it justice. And maybe that's a Twitch bitrate issue, from what a lot of people tell me. But when they upload that video in 4K, oh, it's just amazing. Corpse, thank you for the follow. When they upload that video in 4K, my goodness. It's like, and you got to also think about it this way. That's how it looks on YouTube. And I mean, to be fair, I don't think it's going to be like double the difference once you're playing it on your PC versus what you see on YouTube. But we could all assume it's going to look better than what, it gets uploaded to YouTube, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. What else we got going on in chat? And with the lighting, you can actually see the sun through certain materials, like through the windmill panels. That's true, Skylark.
Yep.
The corruption zone was incredible, indeed. Yomi, how you doing? Viral says, check out the 55-minute mark in a video. When it goes between Slurps and Stevens, you can see the difference.
Yes.
Yeah, we got to do that. Actually, keep that timestamp in mind for me. 55 minutes. Matter of fact, I'll write it down somewhere.
Sure. You know what was funny is kind of rounding back to something that you brought up. You said like Ashes is the perfect combination of like realism and fantasy as far as their art style, and it is a completely different genre. But when you said that on your stream, the character looked up at the broken moon, the broken one, not the big one on the side. And and I looked at that and I was like, you know what this reminds me of is Halo. And so I'm gonna get laughed at for this. I know I am, but the thing is like Halo is obviously fantasy. You're fucking cyborg in space, killing aliens and stuff. But at the same time, there's aspects of Halo that are very realistic. Like there's good, like the war, like for its time, depending on the game that you play, like the ships, the gunners, like it's that combination. And obviously this is a completely different time period. This is swords, bows, and those sorts of things, but it's that combination, that the blending of the two, that's kind of cool, where it's like, it's fantasy, but at the same time it's like it's realistic fantasy, however you want to say it.
I don't look at Halo that way, but you're right. No, I get what you're saying. And I need everyone to go on Discord and quote "Is there no one else?" saying that
Oh
"Is there no one
boy.
else?" said that Ashes of Creation is the Halo killer. No,
I'm gonna get memed to death for that one, but I think it makes sense if you hear my point of view. So
Monchichi, thank you for subscribing. Really appreciate it. Um, so someone asked me something. Falco, he said, "Hey, nice. Where'd you get the Voices of Vera name from?" So Else and I, when we knew we were going to do this podcast, we was just spitballing ideas. We was coming up with names. Something that's always important to me when I'm naming something is alliteration, and the repetition of like the first word, like Fat Frank's Fridays. I don't know. You get the repetition of that, and we were just spitballing names, and I was like, I need something like that is like like it's talking about the community, so it's not just us. It's bigger than us. It's got something with you guys.
yeah,
Um and I was like, well, something with Verra. I was like, Verra, what's some good V words? I was like, very anyways, that was I'm just walking you guys through my stupid thought process, but then I was like, voices, podcast, it just makes sense. So what's funny is I came up with that and I was so hyped. I sent it to Else. I was like, this is the one. And as soon as Else read it, he agreed. He's like, okay, that does it. Tell me why. I did a Google search just to see what would come up if I Googled that. A member of the Ashes of Creation community, Zillan, I'm sure you guys know Zillan. Zillan apparently has the same freaking brain as me, because Zillan, and I don't think he ever went far with it. I think it was like with a buddy of his, like years and years ago. But I googled Voices of Verra, and I seen Zillan's face. I was like, huh? I was like, did this pop up because his title had the word Verra in it? I was like, no, it actually, he had the same, I mean, word for word thing. And it's funny because I was literally just talking to Zillan earlier that day. And I was like, so dude, sorry, like, hey, you mind if are you still using this? Are you guys like, what was this? And so he explained to me, he's like, yeah, I'm not using it anymore. You can definitely use it. And so yeah, that's how that worked out. It was really the word voices and Verra for me, obviously. But yeah.
and this is
Um
all in our Discord chat, by the way, like all the names, the goofy ass names that we came up with, and nice going
yeah.
through how excited we are about this. And he's like, oh shit, somebody else already has it. So yeah.
You know what's funny? I actually have our whole conversation screen recorded. Just
Yeah.
because I feel like it'll be something cool to look back at one day. I have that whole like because I just thought it was funny, like when I realized, like I was like just looking back at the names that almost were yeah, I don't know, I just thought it'd be cool to look back on, when we're playing Ashes of Creation 10 years later,
Yeah, for sure.
when it releases in 9 years. And
Our,
I'm
our,
playing, I'm playing.
our kids are off to college, and we're just the old men back at home, retired.
um let's see. Steven for sure had his settings. Sports Slurps POV looks so much better. Yeah. Um, Speaking of which, yeah, someone posted a good side by side picture of that earlier. Ashley Relation said, just got back to my phone. You were right, nice. Gotta hand it to you, man. Yes! Everybody keep telling me I was right. I love it. Oh, ego go boom. No, I'm playing. No, I'm playing. But yeah, I just felt like I saw it somewhere. But
You did.
HD, how you doing, buddy? Oh yeah, well,
You
yeah, I guess I
definitely
did.
did. Yeah.
um, so let's see. We talked about lighting. Let's talk about I'm trying to think how I want to do this. We talked about the visuals.
We
I
can
think
either.
we're all happy with what we saw.
I was thinking corruption or ranger, if those were things you were thinking
Yes.
about. So
Let's go talk about this corrupted zone.
okay.
Else, did you watch my video this morning?
So I did not, because I wanted to save my. I will watch it immediately after this, but I have not yet.
Wow.
I
If
told
any,
you, man. I go
you said
zero
it.
dark
No,
30.
no. Hey, you know what? Anybody in chat that watched my video,
Wow.
we just had a spot open up. Not playing. No, I know that's what you do. But yeah, I'm the same way. You know what though? Because you actually made me adapt that mentality. Because when you said something smart, you was like, you don't go into Discord after the streams because you don't want nothing influencing your decision, and that's what I've been doing for the last I think 2 months. But well, 3 months. But this month I did do it because I was like, there's no way, no one, there's no way that anyone has anything negative to say or just ranting about it. Like there's been some showcases where people have been split or whatever, but I was like, there's no
Yeah.
way. Like surely everyone's on the hype train, and yeah, everyone's
Yeah.
on the hype train. um Iris said, wow, podcast is over. I know, right? Um let's see. Oh, you know what? I can't talk crap else. I did not get a chance to watch your New World video today because I was so busy. I did
You're
see it
good.
though.
You're good, man. You're good.
Find it in your
I'll
heart to
cry about
forgive
it
me.
silently. It's no big deal. No,
Okay,
it's
okay.
so it'll be fun. This will be a bit that we can do every single live stream. You can ask me if I watched your video after we do
Yes.
this on the live stream. And I'll be like, no, I haven't seen
Yes.
it yet. Because yeah,
You know what?
I do watch them, but I can't. I have to have my opinion. So
Yeah. Yeah, and I'll be honest, I'm just messing with you because I like that you don't before our podcast, because that way my takes or something can surprise you.
yeah.
So I think that's really cool. And I actually have a take or thing from the corrupted zone in that video, which we'll talk about first. But first, let's
Okay.
catch up with the voices of Verra again. Kicking Wang 702 says, when Ashes drops, is that closing the door to New World for you? Oh, buddy, why are you gonna make me answer this? Closing the door. So I wouldn't say closing the door. When Ashes of Creation comes out, that's gonna be my main focus. I'm sorry, everything else might as well be uninstalled on my PC. Now, Alpha 2, I'm not gonna go drastic and uninstall everything else. I'm gonna obviously when that Alpha 2 releases. Iris, thank you so much for becoming a channel member, buddy.
Nice.
When Ashes of Creations Alpha 2 is out, I don't see me wanting to touch anything else. Like, I don't know why other things need to exist. Everything else is just a waiting room. But Alpha 2 is an alpha, so there may be times where the game's offline for 2 days. I don't know. This is just me guessing because it's an alpha. The server's offline for the rest of the night for maintenance. They're patching this, and so I need something to play. If you're talking about content wise, I'm going full in on Ashes. I'll be completely honest with you, full in on Ashes. But if New World's in a good state, if I'm still having fun, yes, I will definitely still be playing some New World, and who knows, maybe still making content or covering some news with that. But I don't want to say too much right now because I don't know what's going to happen. But yeah, if I can play Alpha 2, if I can stream Alpha 2, if that's what's in front of me, this game, New World's not going nowhere, right? It's actually like how I've been maining New World lately. ESO released a new patch, I think, and I was like, I was having fun on New World, and then ESO dropped a new patch, and you guys know I play both MMOs, and I'm like, ESO, no, this was before. No, New World's patch dropped. ESO was still in their old patch. And someone asked me to play ESO. I was like, that's not going anywhere. I have a new patch, and this has by far been the best New World expansion. I'm like, ESO's not going anywhere. There's nothing new there. I'm gonna enjoy this. And that would be the same mentality I would carry over.
Yeah, I will not sugarcoat this. I enjoyed New World last year. What New World is doing this year has been amazing. Like they've made a 180 switch on how they've approached a lot of things. It has been awesome. And I think what they're doing is really good. Like the multiple videos, the feedback, like everything they're doing is awesome. And I'm really enjoying playing New World. But I'm also really excited. Like Nice said, I'm also really excited for Ashes. So for me personally, when Alpha 2 goes live, Alpha 2 is what I'll be playing for a little bit. Yes. And yeah, I'll be playing Alpha 2, but I don't have a plan. I don't plan to ignore or leave New World because Alpha 2 is out. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's just hey, like I want to get this. I've been looking forward to this for 2 years. I really want to play this. But yeah, I will still be covering New World as well, and as long as things are going in the right direction, and that's the way it's been. So
Yeah. I had I think one of our channel members, Baldur's Gate 3 came out, but they were having fun on ESO, and I was like, dude, like
yeah,
they said they've only done 2 hours or 3 hours on Baldur's Gate 3, but they love it, and it's like, oh, but their guild is doing this. I'm like, dude, that's not going anywhere. Enjoy that new experience. Enjoy Baldur's Gate 3. Like, have fun, get lost. You have a completely new experience full of things that you've never done, things you've never seen, stories you've never heard. Go enjoy that. It's okay. You're not cheating on ESO. People sometimes, and this is really common around MMOs, they become what I like to refer to as cultists. They think they can only do
quite a few.
one thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like, oh, like people will hardcore quit ESO. You guys see it all the time. They like, oh, I hate it. I'm quitting. Like, no, just stop playing. Just take a break. Come back when you feel like it. Don't make a big dramatic thing about it. Just just play something else. It's okay. You're not cheating on someone. You're not in a committed relationship. Um, but yeah, I digress. Um, but yeah, I'm going all in on Ashes of Creation. There's so much. I got so much stuff planned. I was actually talking with Q about this. He was like, "Hey, what kind of content you're planning on doing?" And I got so much stuff in this head. I got so much things that we're gonna do. Me and Els already we talk about it a lot. We want to test stuff. How does damage work? How does mitigation work?
yeah.
Is this skill balance? How's this archetype? How's this archetype? I got a lot of stuff I want to do. I want to do a top 5. I want people to submit their clips for, and it'll have to be just PvP, 1vx. I'm talking PvE moments, funny bugs, funny glitches. You cleared this dungeon in a record time, or you one shot this guy. It's just I got so much stuff, and yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, it's
Um,
man, this is gonna turn into like content creation stuff. Cause yeah, like I'm this will be the last time I say this. I don't need to preface it anymore. I am loving playing New World right now. I really am. But how Ashes of Creation systems are set up, if they are half of what they are, enables so many possibilities for content creation. It is going to be so much fun. The fact that, like Nice said, we're on the ground floor. Like we can be the front runner for information,
mhm.
for damage, for builds, for layouts, for explaining classes, for playing, for talking about pros and cons. Like this is stuff that we're both very good at, and we can get it first, and it's fun to
Yes.
share that with our community here, and basically like, hey guys, like you don't have to have Alpha 2. We got the info for you. You're gonna
Yeah.
take off running right away. Like you're gonna really enjoy this game. Like if you're into this game, like that's the sort of thing that I'm really excited about, is like figuring out all this stuff. And then it's like what you're talking about with Q. Like I'm looking at things, I'm like, man, I could have like a Friday night event where I get somebody with a low level account and I kill them and go corrupted with their permission. And then
Yeah.
literally we have a chase else through Verra live stream where like literally people try to kill me for gear. Like it sounds
Yeah.
awesome. Like that stuff
Hell of a
just doesn't.
giveaway.
Yeah, it would be great. it'd be so much fun, and like literally just zerg me down for fun and bag the shit out of me and get gear. Like it sounds like a
Yeah.
good time. So that stuff just doesn't exist in other games, you know, and
Mm-mm.
like you think about things you could do, like the goofy ass role playing where we could be pirates. Like we can have an entire week or month of pirate streams where we just go around looking for booty, and yeah,
and looking for booty.
it's just like there's just a different level of content, and I'm very excited to like try to flex content muscles, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Here, let's delete that. Someone in chat actually asked about something that's on my screen right now. The beast that we see here in the corruption. I'll get to that in a second because there's actually something really cool about that. Let's catch up with the voices of Vera. I know I'm behind here, you guys.
Yeah, I gotta read some too.
Chaos physics on the Ruby in there. Yeah, the corrupted zone gives you New World vibes. Yeah, yeah. And did you hear the ominous music in there? I love that. I love
was so
that. It's
good.
just like letting you know, like, hey, it's about to get real, or it's just a serious situation. Um, let's see. Needed to see Loopers over there. Been too long since we've seen a dwarf. Yeah, we haven't seen a dwarf or a Vec in a while. I don't even think we've seen a Valoon in a while. I could be wrong. By the way, I think we're gonna get that character creator. Maybe not in December, but I imagine it's gonna be pretty early. They already said they're gonna be doing that, but I imagine that's gonna be a while. Or excuse me, coming soon, soonish. I don't have a source. I'm just thinking it. Um, Nigi says, I think most MMO players have a second game to fall off. Yeah, maybe have a backup. Is it getting it into alpha close now? No, you have until January 17th, or is it 14th? 14th, right?
I don't remember. I know it's mid-January.
Yeah, it's 14th or the 17th.
I can look
feel
it.
like it's one of those numbers. You have until then. Kawada says, yeah, I was looking at the other dev POV and it looked like his game was brighter and the dark spots and whatnot weren't a problem. I guess Steven's sentence was messed up. Yeah. Also, AOC is going to require a lot to invest, probably more than New World's leveling system. If AOC can get the node PvP system right, then people will either leave New World for AOC or play both. Oh yeah. I kind of talked about this in my Ashes of Creation versus World of Warcraft video. And we talked about it here on the podcast, which a lot of that video was from. I don't think AOC needs to kill anything, but it will. It won't kill World of Warcraft, I'll tell you that. But there's a chance that it takes a lot of population from not high tier MMOs, but maybe mid tier MMOs. I'm looking at like a New World or thanks for the follow, Viral. A New World or an Elder Scrolls Online, just taking some of the population, not killing it per se, but just taking some of the population. I think a lot of MMO players are in a standstill. They're like just waiting for the next best thing. MMOs aren't in a great spot. And honestly, that's how I was feeling up until this recent New World expansion. I've just been having a lot of fun. So, but yeah, when Ashes of Creation comes out, I mean, it's been how long since we've gotten a new MMO? Like a really good experience.
New World
didn't have a great
Yeah,
New World 2021, and that did not have a great release, chat. No. You guys know it. But you know what's funny? I wonder how chat. Does Stone of Liberty release this month? In the East, it does.
Yeah, it's not until January
for next year.
Yeah.
That's gonna be interesting how that lines up with Alpha 2. But Throne and Liberty, I think that's gonna be well, never mind. No, I actually can't speak on what I was about to say. But I don't think that's gonna be it. I don't think that's gonna be the one. But I think it's gonna be a fun game, and I'll definitely try it on release. We'll see. Well, I'll likely try it on release. Iris says he plays so many MMOs. Grug says you're just a gaming whore. I've been dedicated to my game for 20 years now. Oh my, that's a commitment. Irish is on Warcraft. Boss's behavior changed depending on what's going by the nearby. Yes, that's going to be so interesting. Ashes of Relation. By the way, check out our previous episode, right? Where we watched Ashes of Relations video.
Yeah, I think it was last episode or the episode before.
Yeah, make sure you guys check out his channel, Ashes of Relation, there in chat. I'm excited for you guys to help shape the micro combat details in Alpha 2. Never heard anyone talk with so much knowledge and experience on the subject. Yeah.
Appreciate
and you know what's funny? Really appreciate that. I don't know of too many pure when I say pure PvP, I say that loosely. Pure PvP voices in the Ashes of Creation content space. And I'm just gonna leave it there. And so I feel like that's where me and El, not that we're the only one that enjoy PvP or play it, but I think that's where me and Els come in. And that's what a lot of you guys have told us throughout all these episodes, is that not a lot of people are looking at it with that mindset. So one, we appreciate you guys saying that. But yeah, I think that's gonna be something different that we bring, which is really good. I got more, but I want Els to catch up with his chat first.
Yeah, so I got Tender Fiddles over here. He said, I admire both of your positivity for a game attempting to do so much. That's part of the thing, is it's a huge undertaking, and they're being just open and transparent with their development, and I want to support stuff like that. Like the same reason I bought and played Baldur's Gate 3, the same reason I'm like, I can't speak highly enough for how New World is approaching things now, talking about adjustments and like having live streams weekly or bi-weekly about like adjustments they're making adjustments quickly. Like, hey, this is broken. Like right now there's two like, as an example, there are two different skills in the game right now that are causing people to crash from New World. And so instead of letting it go on for 3 months and then incorporating a patch like some other games we know about, they literally said, hey, we're going to remove those, like you will not be able to activate those skills in the game right now so that people can enjoy the game. It sucks. It sucks they have to identify a fix, but it's so much less pain to deal with a non-crashing game. They do the exact same thing when things are overperforming or glitched or broken. And yeah, it's awesome. I want to support games that are doing the right thing like that. And I think that's the right way to go about doing things. So
yeah. I love if a game, and I don't know if I've talked about this before, kill switch. I love when a game has a kill switch. You don't need to download a patch. You don't need to wait until the next incremental patch. They can fix it then and there. Another game I haven't played in a couple months, but another game I really, really like is Dead by Daylight. And, there's killers and there's survivors. They each got their own perks.
Yep.
Something that I really admire about that game, if something's bugged or drastically overperforming, or there's like a certain thing, or a certain killer's powers overperforming, they can literally kill switch that killer so no one can select him, and then the rest of the game can go on as usual. There's a certain map where you can fall through the floor and you get glitched out. Kill switch that map, fix it. It's probably patched in 4 days or maybe a week, depending on how long it takes. If we can get an MMO that does that, and I think Guild Wars has done that, I could be wrong, but if we can get it to where, okay, the mage archetype, for some reason, all the fire spells, the burning effect that they leave, the dot that they leave, for some reason, is infinite right now. It's been going on for 2 hours since the new patch. Oh my gosh, this is broken. Steven, please help us. Oh, cool. We'll just kill switch all the flame abilities on mage and we'll get it fixed. If that's a thing, I love that. I really, really love that.
I got
Okay.
I got a few more. Beefy McNulty said hi. He was just stopping in to say hi. Yeah. And Matt Hatton says, I just want us to poop on everyone we come in contact with. I get it, man. That's why I want the head start. Goal. And Blap said he watched your video today. That the one that I didn't. So he wanted
somebody cares about me.
Yeah, he wanted to let you know. And there is a huge void in the market for good PvP in an MMO. If Ashes nails it, people will come. Yeah, I mean, you see it with New World. Like 900,000 people were playing New World concurrently when it first came out. I think even if people don't want to play Ashes right away, because it's the new thing and it has hype, people are like, I'm going to give it a shot. It's a monthly membership. I don't have to pay $60. Like I only have to pay this. Yeah, I'll fork it over and see if I like it. I think you're going to see a lot of people come release.
Nice.
And that's it. I'm caught up.
Okay. Talking about that corruption monster, that is indeed Alpha 1 boss or an elite that was in Alpha 1.
Okay.
They actually showed that creature in don't quote me on this one. This one I'm not positive about, chat. I think that monster, you can actually see that one in the Ashes of Creation trailer that we got some years back. It's a purple color though. It's not corrupted looking, but I'm pretty sure it was like a purple, maybe. Someone confirm that for me. I think it was a different color for sure. And for if you didn't see it in chat, it is the 17th. The 17th is when the pre-order pack will end.
I just pulled that up and I forgot. I forgot to tell you.
HD says we'll probably take a good chunk of ESO vets. Yeah. Grux says Ashes 27-7 is gonna be crazy. Hey man, you guys got to kill those jokes. Those jokes don't work anymore. If we're getting Alpha 2 next year, it can't be but so far out. There's no way. There's some NDA spot testing right now. That's something we didn't get to talk about. We haven't streamed since that news came out.
We'll
circle back to that.
Yep.
Igley Cowder says, have been following AOC news. Apologies if this is asked a lot, but when is the initial release of the game? I guess I kind of answered that just now. We don't have it on we don't know when that official release is, but we are getting the Alpha 2 next year. And the Alpha 2 is persistent. So if you've bought that Alpha 2 pack, which you have until January 17th to do so, if you've bought that, you can start playing it. Technically, it's not the full release, but you can start testing / playing it as soon as next year. Next month stream, which is going to be mid-December, I imagine, we get to learn what quarter of next year that's going to be. But yeah, don't FOMO it. I'll be streaming it if you don't want to make the investment.
I'll be streaming it.
Yeah.
There'll be plenty of people streaming it, so you can get your full fill of what the game looks like.
No. Just Elsa and I are streaming it.
Just us two. Like just come to us too. Never mind.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, they don't have a release date yet. But yeah, it's a persistent alpha, meaning that once that alpha is released, you have that until launch. I use this loosely, but think of it as like a early access game. Like how Baldur's Gate 3 was in early access for a long time.
Yeah.
Look at it that way, if that makes sense. So the official release is probably far out. Who knows? A year from now, 2 years almost. But yeah, technically we will be getting it next year. Kawada says AOC really needs some better animations, especially for the running with weapons out, or they either just sheave the weapons like other games. The guy with the two-handed sword run was goofy. I gotta look for that next time he pops up.
I'll take a look at it. I'll take a look at it too. I didn't see that or notice.
Else, are you live on YouTube or Twitch?
Both.
Or both. He is live on both right now, Viral.
Yep.
You can find him on both.
Yeah, I wanted to, like, it was brought up on your stream a little bit earlier, and I wanted to talk about it a little bit. But there's a part, well, we should talk about I think if you're cool, that we should talk about the entire corruption area and how friggin' cool that was.
Yes.
But before we dive into corruption, I just want to say, like, I really enjoyed the fact that Steven was looking at the corruption area and this big flying monster shows up and he goes, he literally goes, "Whoa, what the fuck is that?" And it was just like such a like a gamer moment. And it, like, I don't know, man, like it was just one of those small minor things. And it's like, yeah, this game's being created by gamers. It's pretty freaking cool. Cause that's the stuff like you would expect me to say. Like if I'm running across an office, I see something and I'm like, am I gonna die? I don't know what's gonna happen here. And so it's just kind of,
is it gonna come over here?
And this guy's the developer of the game and he didn't know this thing was gonna come around the corner. Like he's here trying to do a live stream. Like, am I gonna get one shot on a live stream? Do I have to edit this out? Like I thought it was a funny moment. So
yeah. Vale says Ashes even made changes to how bright nighttime was because of community feedback. Imagine, right? Like, listening to your community, that's crazy talk.
Why would you do such a thing?
That's weird. And I got something for the corruption zone. I forgot the other thing we are supposed to be bringing up later. Chat is firing, but I do have a comment about that corruption zone. I have not forgot about that, chat. Strangeness, welcome on in. Proper PvP in Ashes will take a while to get to in game node versus node. Yeah, that the node versus node stuff is going to be a while for sure. I imagine we'll get caravans and other forms of PvP though. The twins, Viral says about that corrupted monster when it came to the Alpha 1.
Okay.
Here I'm gonna pause right here so I can hurry up and get this corruption thing is. So I thought the corruption zone was cool. Like I said earlier, I think the music being so ominous, it was just the whole vibe, you know?
Yep.
Really cool looking. I love that creature that appeared. I like the material being exclusive there, like corrupted lumber. I think it was corrupted ruby or ruby. I don't know. I don't know if that was a corruption exclusive thing that you can mine, but I just like that there's exclusive materials in there. But I got something I want to. I got a question or a scenario I'd like to pitch / pose to you in the community. So these corrupted areas, from what we know about them, like you kind of want to keep an eye on them, kind of like how New World does it. You don't want it to get overgrown and start tearing up and getting close to the node. And if Steven said if left unchecked, this can proc world events, or maybe you don't tackle that corruption zone and this huge corruption monster spawns and attacks the nearest node, and he's a tough guy to deal with, and you're gonna need like every citizen to help defend him off. And well, you kind of want these materials, right? And you're gonna go harvest these materials when you go clear out the zone or just when they pop up. But my question is, what if there was a drawback to this corrupted material? And by which I mean, what if you gathered this corrupted lumber, you gathered this, you mine these corrupted stones, these corrupted flowers? What if having these in your inventory causes a adverse negative status effect. What if it puts
That's
a
interesting.
dot on you? Or what if, like, if you hold on to this corrupted material for more than 5 minutes, it starts to slowly deal 1% HP damage ticks every second, and you got to hurry up and offload that, thus incentivizing the need for caravans if you're not within 5 minutes of if your node isn't within 5 minutes of the location of that corrupted area.
Okay.
Like, I think that would, like, having a negative, like, you got to offload this corrupted material, and I think this has an economic impact. Like, maybe it doesn't, like, you got to hurry up and get rid of it. Like, it doesn't last long. Like, you got to, maybe you can't even put it on the market because it's corrupted and it doesn't last long, or you got to hurry up and craft with it, making it this unique time sensitive commodity. I think that would be something cool.
Yeah.
It was just something that popped in my head as I was watching.
Yeah, that's a cool idea. I'm so interested in seeing how these corruption areas are gonna break out and like get bigger. Like they basically said that, you know, it's world events gone wrong, essentially. And it's fun because we talked about this, and so they showed a sneak preview like, hey, if you mess up a world event, like this is what can happen. And now we get it. Now we get to see, you know, this other aspect getting tied in, and it's kind of cool to see it become a reality. And yeah, if it happens on a major choke point, like around a bridge or something, and you got to go through it, like it's going to make potentially caravan runs tougher. It's going to make other aspects more difficult. If that area that goes corrupt was a major specific resource for your area, and now you can't get it anymore. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting how it changes things. And like you said, like if there's a time valued, like a time where it can basically expire, that's also interesting. And so it was such a small part of the live stream, but there's so much to talk about when it comes to it. It looked freaking cool. It was ominous. Like they hit, like they're okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There's aspects like when you're watching live streams and stuff, and it's like, you know, we watched the mayoral or the node live stream, and people are like, hey, those shadows are way too dark, right? Like they pointed stuff out. They hit the corruption thing out of the park. Like I looked at that and I was just like,
it looked amazing.
I was like, no notes. It was amazing. It was so freaking good. And then the nighttime corruption, I was like, this is so sick, man. Like yeah, it was really good to me. So
yeah, I'm with you on that one. I had no feedback for that. I was like, all right, that exists. I'm glad you guys did that. Carry on.
I mean,
good job.
If you're gonna make the developer of your game like freak out at a boss in the area, I think you did. I think you did a pretty good job. So
yes. Oh man, this world, I just got a feeling, man. I really think I'm gonna end up like that episode of South Park when they played World of Warcraft. I really see myself getting lost in the world, like really. It just looks so immersive. I'm thinking back to the caravan stream where, you know, they was just on a normal caravan run, and then you just see Tumok walk by, like little things like that, you know, like that is just so freaking cool. Strangingness says, I've got a sneaky suspicion Blizzard are watching Intrepid closely, and while Season of Discovery is kind of their answer, where you can blur class lines like tank, rogues, warlord. Oh, that's interesting. Apparently stealing ideas from Intrepid is not exactly a rare thing. I hear New World took a lot of their inspiration from Steven. I could be wrong, but that's apparently the case. Like I think corruption might have been one of them. I'm not sure. And someone actually just said something about corruption in New World, which we'll get to that in a second. Yep, Kawada confirmed that creature was indeed in the trailer, and there was two of them. Joshua says, proper PvP will start the moment a guild gets big enough to kill a dragon and claim a guild castle. I often forget about the guild castles. Like, it's just so much with this game. It's so intricate, man. Like, I'm so thinking about nodes and all this extra stuff. It's like, oh yeah, there's castles too. Oh yeah, there's naval content. Oh yeah, you can go underwater. Oh yeah, there's this. And there's this crafting. It's like, all right, so slow down. I forgot that whole thing existed.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna have a lot to do, chat. Strangeness says, gun to your head, which class/race combo if you had to choose it right now? Okay, rapid fire. I'd go fighter tank or tank fighter. I'm gonna choose tank fighter Valoon. Boom. Else, you got to answer it super quick. Go.
I'm rogue fighter or fighter rogue. I don't know what race I want to be. I'll be the tall one, whatever the tall one is. So, or the short
Nice.
one. No, I can't be a dwarf. I can't do it.
Do a rogue dwarf. No one will ever see you in so many ways.
just like Ash's version of Odd Job from like old school N64. Like you're just shorter than everybody.
Can't target him.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I say this every time, but I like the idea of Ranger, and I guess I'll have a confirmation when I see this stream. But the ever since Steven said fighters gonna have defiles, like ways to reduce healing, I get so pissed off in the 2 games that I play, ESO and New World, with healers and the strength of them and people not dying because of really overtuned healing, that for Ashes, I don't want to be behind the mark. I want that to never be too much of a stress for me. So fighter tank is likely going to be the case, which is Dread Knight, because I think tank fighter is the knight. So I want to say no, I think Dreadnought's pure fighter. I forget right now, but yeah. Demon Hunter says lots of New World players are a fan of pure action combat PvP. Not sure how they'll feel about AOC hybrid combat. That is true. Nothing's exactly like New World combat, but I think a good game, as long as the combat's good, people aren't going to be too, like, oh, it has to be like this other game.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, we see it with Guild Wars 2. You see it with, I mean, ESO when it was functioning. Like the combat for ESO is nothing like New World. It's pure, it's a kind of a hybrid mix. You kind of point in the right direction, and there's no tab aspect to it, but you point in the right direction, you hit the person. And so I feel like it's just going to come down to is it done well? If it's done well, if it's fast paced enough, like it doesn't have to be the most. And this is something we've brought up on other live streams, and I still keep seeing people bring it up where they're talking about, action combat, fast twitch muscle fibers. There's nothing fast twitch about being a heavy armor, hammer, great axe brawler in New World. There's nothing fast twitch about it. Like the thought that just because the camera is different is going to drastically impact the game, you're going to deal with a bunch of FPS gods that are just going to like 2-tap you. Like it's a silly fear that I have to, I'm sorry. I just have to make fun of it. Like I have to make fun of it because it doesn't make any sense. And so the point's going to come down to is, can Steven balance range versus melee? Can they balance range versus melee? Can they figure this stuff out? Can they make sure that there is risk added to range combat so that they can't stack full crazy amounts of damage to 1 or 2 shot people? If they can do those sorts of things, we're going to have fun combat. And
that's the reason the Ranger's on my radar. I don't want to be I don't want to be behind the range meta one more time. I'm like, nope. Just go ahead and give me a Ranger. How strong is I'll test my S key game against Else. Like, all right, I'm just gonna back up and shoot these arrows, and let's see how effective you are.
I did it to you all year last year with my bow, spear, and bow rapier. So,
like, I gotta wonder, like, how much gap closers and speed and ways to close the gap. Like, yeah, I'm with you. Like, how dominant is range combat gonna be if that's the case? Let's see. Christian, welcome on in, buddy. The New World PvP folks know how badly lag hurts that targeting style, so they'll probably like Ashes more. Yeah. I don't lag on New World. I don't. I feel like I'm playing an offline game when I'm playing New World, but I mean, that's probably, that's probably something from launch or whenever. But yeah, I don't know. The game is like super smooth for me, but that's, I'm actually the first 2 weeks of expansion launch, it wasn't the smoothest. I do remember that.
I got Mad Hatton over here saying he's going to run Battle Mage. Nice. Samurai Chicken. Great name, by the way. Another dissatisfied ESO player here. I only keep playing because of all the friends I've made in my guild. I get it. The MMOs are very communicative, and I think Ashes will be one of the front runners for that, to be honest. I totally get it. I was going back to play for friends too. I had a lot of friends going back to play ESO for me. Like, they're like, okay, I'll play with you, but I'm only playing with you. So I don't want to play solo anymore. So
for sure. Are the corrupted areas the same as player corruption, lore-wise, I guess? I'm not positive. I'm actually not positive. Let's see. Fighter with the two-handed hammer is probably what I'll end up going. Nice. Christian says, "Would you collab with Nephis QS? He's on New World right now streaming it. He would love to collab with you." Nice. Oh, definitely. Fun fact, I was just telling Elstis, I did a test stream yesterday playing New World. Nephis was actually my very, very first raid. I raided him yesterday. I mean, I'm new on Twitch, so I had like 9 people to raid with, but yeah, he was my first raid yesterday. I hope he sticks with New World. I don't know how much fun he's having, but yeah, I think
I
he'll enjoy it. The PVE, I know he mains PVE for the most part. I think he'll once he gets to those like there's one expedition especially like the expeditions are really fun. Especially a lot of the ones with the mechanics. Like I
yeah
remember playing one where you actually had to go prone. So if you don't know in New World, you can actually go prone. You had to go prone. And while you were prone, you can actually do a roll dodge while prone, which is just you kind of rolling over on your side. It's hard to explain, but that was actually it felt so responsive and cool once we figured out like, oh, you can duck under these flames shooting out. Like I don't know.
yeah
I enjoyed it.
yeah it I really hope Nephis enjoys New World, because I will say that for PvE folk, like the expeditions are fun, but there's just not as much content. Like
Yeah.
older games just have so much more content, and
Mm-hmm.
that's where they have the leg up. And I know that they have the one big trial. It'll be good once they add a few more. But I think Nephis, when he gets to end game, when he gets that stuff, I think he'll have a good few months of enjoyment out of what exists in New World, for what he wants to do or what he normally
Yeah.
does in ESO that I know of. And so that's worth $20 in my opinion. Like that's well worth $20. So
Oh yeah. Um Strangeness says, I think you're really onto something with Rogue being able to monetize PvP. I can see them having less corruption or the ability to pay a guy or something. I think Rogue is, I mean, that's every game, right? Really good. I mean, you can literally go invisible or be stealthy or evasive. I think that's, they're, they're, they're more bred for PvP, arguably than PvE. I mean, you think Rogue, you think assassinations, executes, and etc. So obviously they're good at both. But
yeah,
yeah, PvP rogues are definitely on it. Maybe this is the first game I should consider going something stealthy. I do think the idea of that kind of playstyle is fun. I've just never done it. I've always kind of been on the front line. Like I want to be a
yeah,
tanky guy that can also turn around and pop you. So it's something I'd consider, but yeah. I've also I got so much that I like, I guess. There's that. There's the fighter tank that I was talking about, tank fighter. There's the ranger. If I could be an effective cleric, like, and that's why I really want to see the DPS portion of the cleric. Like,
yeah,
we all know being able to heal yourself in PvP, like self-sustain. I don't care if you got a heal in your group. If you know how to sustain yourself, if that healer dies or gets separated, that is huge. So a DPS cleric or a class that can heal itself, especially for when you have to be solo, is really, really good.
yeah, yeah. Like you're either kitey, stealthy, or you got good amount of survival if you want to play a
Mm-hmm.
smaller scale aspect. And yeah, I'm right there with you. That's the other reason why Alpha 2 is going to take so much of my time as well. Is like
Yeah.
I'm looking at Rogue Fighter. I'm like, man, like Rogue Fighters, Shadowblade, that's a great name. Fighter Rogue.
Mm-hmm.
Fighter Rogue is duelist. Okay. Like yeah, I want the same thing you're talking about. I want to have the ability to debuff a healer's health, because I do have a little bit of uh an irritation when it comes to healers right now. And having that would be good. And I'm like, man, if I stack it with Rogue and I get that burst damage and I can
Yeah,
just
yeah.
yeah, that's how I'm looking at it too. And so it's just fun to talk about.
Yeah.
It'll be even more fun to play. So
I think one of the biggest driving components of what I choose for an archetype. I mean, yes, active skills are very important, right? I think a fun and engaging class mechanic, or excuse me, archetype mechanic is important. Like you saw grit with the tank. You saw the convictions with cleric. What's going to be it for the ranger? How's that one going to exactly work? We know the fighter is the what is it, berserk? That thing. How's it? I
fighters
that is
momentum, yeah.
really important. Yeah,
Yeah.
momentum. Um, I think that. is a big factor because like when I looked at like when I rewatched the tank stream, the grit thing doesn't look super fun to me, like for PvP or whatever.
Yeah.
But obviously I don't know that. I haven't played it, or I don't know the ways I can use it to like
Yeah.
maybe it's actually something really amazing like that lets me go offensive because I got a lot of grit stacks, so I can go offensive and not even be taking damage. So it might be something that's really cool. You never know. But yeah. Yeah, they did mention the Archer had something like a hunt or something. I don't think they really give too much detail, so I can't wait to see what they do. Ashes of Relation says, I hope the corruption system is better than New World. I didn't like the constant invasions, which became a big chore. You guys ever do them in New? No, we still need to. We still need to.
Yeah, I haven't done them. I have not done them.
Let's see. Goes back to the theory that they are hiding the best stuff for sure. They definitely have more zones completed. Yeah, I agree, Crash. And I had to tell a couple people that in the comments today, like, dude, like, yes, you probably don't see as much as what you wanted to see at this point, but all of what you see, like, what was the freaking thing from Boondocks that I used in my last video? I was like, the absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence.
Yep. 100%.
And it's like that just because you don't see it doesn't mean it don't exist. It's just like maybe it's not in a fully polishable state, or maybe they want to leave some things as a surprise, you know. So that's something people got to keep in mind. Now and I need to, you know, clarify. Now, some things are as is. Those character models, the shadows, the lighting, all that stuff is as is. Like that's stuff that something exists, but you don't know how much of the map is done. You don't know the state that the naval combat is in. You don't know how far they are on the Bard and Summoner.
Yep.
Like there's no telling. Like that tree falling right there. That's probably if you log onto an Intrepid PC right now, that's probably how that tree falls right now, right? That doesn't mean that, but that doesn't mean things that you haven't seen isn't really done. If that makes sense. So yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go on a small tangent about this because I think it's important to know. Like nice, you participated in their charity live stream this last month, which is awesome.
Mhm.
You played Minecraft for charity, which I think is great. But they had an entire D&D time where like they were playing D&D, and it was like that was part of their 24-hour live stream for charity. Steven has mentioned multiple times that he is really big into D&D. The thing that he likes about it is you encounter things and you have to encounter it for the first time, and you adjust your strategy based off of like what happens. And if you wipe, then you have to go back, retool your group, and then go back and deal with it again. And since I've played Baldur's Gate, and Baldur's Gate is, you know, very similar in that regard, it's opened my eyes to like Steven's mindset for how he's wanting to do this stuff. Like he wants the players to experience this stuff themselves. And so when people get really upset, like, oh, they haven't shown this game's so far behind, like it doesn't make any sense. Like they're intentionally keeping stuff from you so that you can enjoy it as the player. You don't get to see it on YouTube for the first time. You get to experience it for the first time.
Yes.
And that's a big deal. So
I think that's very important. And a lot of people, like, I don't know why you would want to see everything. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of systems that I want to see. There's a couple things I'm like, dang, I wish they show this. I wish they show that.
yeah.
But I don't need to see. Don't get me wrong. I'd like to see a new biome. I'll go ahead and admit that. But I don't like how they're showing this much of the Riverlands. I don't need them to show like everything, or I don't know. I feel like I want to explore. I don't want to. Okay, so this guy's standing on this random rock somewhere near the what's the name of that node, Windsward or something. I don't want to load into the game near Windsward and already know my way around there. I want to get lost. I want to explore. I want to get a sense of the map. I want to unlock things. So don't be too thirsty for information. Is what I think Elsa and I are getting at.
It is fun to be surprised about interactions in the game. Like that's just like that's where I like they're going for Alpha 2. They want the players to experience it for the first time there. And Alpha 2 will not be all encompassing. Just because you play Alpha 2 doesn't mean that they're not going to show new stuff in the beta. Doesn't mean like the live release is going to be new as well. And so people that bring this stuff up where it's like, wow, they're not showing a whole lot of stuff. Like they're clearly Alpha 2 is right around the corner, but they're saving so much for the community. And so I think that's important to point out. So
Yeah, and like you always say, how you always talk about Baldur's Gate 3, the early access compared to the game that released,
yep.
it wasn't exactly 1 to 1, and it took the world by storm. So yeah. Strange says, good point on melee versus melee slash range balance. I think it's important for melee to hit hard because judging off what we've seen, the monsters of the world is big and it seems like you're gonna take a lot of damage. Yeah. Whereas range will be safer. Yeah, I think there needs to be a trade-off for being able to be range. There won't be class balance, but there will be synergies. Yeah, I think balance is gonna be really tough. I'll definitely be providing a lot of balance feedback.
Yeah. Definitely.
Versus says he was talking to Nephis. He would love to collab. Nice. Awesome. I'll reach out to him. Let's see. Sam correction. The mobs look like they have abilities that are. Oh, the mobs look like they have so many abilities that are powerful, including casting long range spells. So it's complicated because in most MMOs, most mobs are melee, but that's not the case in Ashes. We don't know for sure yet, but I imagine just like most games, it's most things that try to attack you are going to be melee. Arctic is still alive, else. Let's go.
Welcome back, Arctic. I hope
Arctic
everything's.
has risen up.
Hope you're doing well, man. Good to see you.
Yes, hope you're doing well, Arctic. Day, how you doing, buddy? Thank you for coming through. Can't wait for max level PvP. Is great. AC, how you doing?
You excited to talk about the next thing? Nice.
I got so many next things. Yes.
Ranger.
Ranger.
Let's talk a little Ranger because we get the showcase in December. We were both wrong about our prediction. He's wearing full chainmail, so the Sentinel bet is still on. So like I think there's a case to be made. We're still looking at a Sentinel.
Definitely a Sentinel.
Definitely a Sentinel, guys. No, I wanted to ask you about the skills and abilities. What do you think how'd you think about it? Are you excited for next month? Those things?
I'm not. I didn't go too thirsty with them. I want to save it for the Ranger showcase. I'm excited. Reading some of the ones that they hovered over during the caravan stream got me excited. Got me wondering how exactly everything's gonna work. What's the class mechanic? But yeah, I like seeing how the abilities looked in this showcase. It's just got me. It's just got me excited. So, because this is a very determining stream, because it's what's fun is that I always say the ranged weapon showcase and the melee weapon showcase were my favorites, and those are the two archetypes. I'm like, all right, which one I'm gonna go to?
Yeah.
Because I don't know if they're gonna let the tank have enough damage to make me happy. So I'm like, okay, which one of these guys? And honestly, if the ranger impresses me that much, I may not even need to see anything else. Because I told myself, I was like, maybe this needs to be the game where you go ranged. But another part of me is like, you're not exactly the most tab target, experienced guy, and tab is gonna be king. Like if I want to use the hybrid camera, I'm gonna be at a disadvantage fighting other ranged players. So I'm like, I might as well just do melee and maybe mess with the action cam. And it's just me basing off stuff off Guild Wars 2, loosely. So obviously that doesn't mean it's gonna be the exact case, but anyways, I say that to say I'm gonna learn a lot. I'm gonna learn a lot with this upcoming Ranger showcase. But yeah, I did like what I see. I love that they got so many skills on the skill bar. I wonder what a standard skill bar is going to be. I gotta imagine it's not more than 10 to 12 skills. But obviously, they slot all these as an extreme thing to, make sure they can show us all the skills. This corruption area is just so well done. That is just, it is just freaking good.
Yep. Yeah, I'm obviously excited for Ranger. I am so hyped that they revealed that the next 2 live streams are going to be combat based stuff. So not just the Ranger. The January one, we're gonna get freaking caravan PvP in January.
Oh,
like
yeah,
man,
that's the next thing I want to talk about. Yes.
Okay. So let's just rip the Band-Aid off. I was like, we already talked about it last month. I was disappointed that they didn't do PvP, but when I heard the reasoning, it made complete sense. I totally understand, and I still stand by, like, I still want to see it, and the fact that we get to see PvP, we get to see Margaret just stomp on Steven. Like, it's gonna be so
definitely
good. It's gonna be so good. I can't wait. So
I hope they
I'm
got
just
multi
kidding, guys.
POV ready because I think Maggot's gonna stomp him and embarrass him. Like, oh, I'm sorry. Did we need to re-record? Nah, just switch POVs.
Let's just edit that part out where I'm respawning. Like, it's not a big deal.
um, yeah, I'll be honest. I did not think we were gonna get it that soon. When they said, yeah, I just didn't think PvP was gonna happen till like maybe the stream right before Alpha 2 or so. I did not think they were gonna be giving us like this isn't just something like as a byproduct. This is a PvP showcase he's talking about. Like
Yeah.
that is freaking awesome. Like they're going to talk about so much. That means they're going to talk about balancing. We're going to get to see damage. That means they feel it's in a presentable state. Like, and you know what a big topic coming up or that will be discussed, and which I would imagine they've got ironed out is CC break,
Yes.
stun
Yes.
immunity, diminishing returns, how all that stuff works.
I can't wait. I can't wait to hear that, man. Like I'm such a freaking nerd when it comes to combat. Like it's so I'm so excited.
That Ranger snipe looks so good. I'm watching it on stream right now. It looks so good.
Yeah,
30-second cooldown. Worth it.
So I'm really enjoying New World's combat. If there's one complaint I have had about New World's combat is the ability to constantly stagger people. Like it just sucks, man. Like sometimes you just die and you're not able to do anything, right? And and it's so frustrating. And I still remember the live stream where Steven talked about it, and he's like, yeah, he goes, for the people doing it, he's like, I bet you're having a great time. Bet you're having a great time stun locking somebody to death and killing them. He goes, I don't think that, he's like, I don't think that's fun and engaging combat. And they talked about how like the more you hit those, the less effect they're going to have. And I'm really excited to see how that plays out. Like you and I both played ESO. We love the cooldown. Like I think the cooldown system's the best that I've seen in that regard. But I like the idea of diminishing returns too. I really want to see how that's going to work. So.
And that's something I will give ESO its credit for. Like that CC system is very well done. That like I think that's something I would like to see New World take it for one.
Yes. Oh, 100%. 100%.
You guys that aren't aware, like in ESO, if you're stunned, like you have it's somewhere between 5 and 7 seconds. I never figured it out.
It's 5 to 6. It's like 5 point something.
Yeah,
something like that.
Like
6 point something.
You take a hard stun, you cannot be stunned for that. Once you CC break it, that's when the timer starts. Once you CC break that stun, you then have 5 to 6 seconds of stun immunity. Let's just say 6. And that's really good. You don't get locked down. You never feel like you never got control of your character. And it's a really good feeling system. And it encourages players to time their bursts, time their stuns. And that's a really good thing.
Yes.
And then you have immobilizations and snares as their own thing. And what I would like, I'm not, this is just me just on, I would like to see this. This is my personal thing. I would like to see pure stun immunity. Like if it's a hard CC, like you don't have control of your character. That's what I mean by hard CC. Like a hard stun, I want immunity to that for a certain amount of time. And then you put diminishing returns on snares. So if a cleric hits you with a 40% snare, and you've been snared for 3 seconds, and then a tank comes by and applies his snare, which lasts 4 seconds, and it's a 50% snare. They don't just snag. It's like stack. Excuse me. If you've been snared recently, that next one is gonna not be as effective. It's not gonna be the 50%. It's gonna be like 20% or 10%, and that's where I want to see diminishing returns with CC break and stuns. I want that to be its own thing. Especially if they don't have CC break and you got to eat the full duration of the stun, kind of like I guess New World. Because like El said, that's not fun. And don't get me wrong, I'm a stun locked main. I stun people in New World.
I was gonna say this would be a perfect time for you to pull up that PTR video of you just nonstop scorpion javeling me for like 3 minutes, and I just stopped playing. Like this would be the perfect time for that. But yeah, it's so like, and obviously New World's combat's getting better. That like I still think the stagger system's annoying. Like I wish they would have a cooldown on it. I wish there was a point. And I think that applies value to CCs and staggers when you have those sorts of things. Like, hey, if I have a spear, and we all know like some people don't like spear because of all the different cooldown things you can do with it. But if I'm gonna run a spear and I CC you, I now have a window. And that I choose to activate my next abilities to do a ton of damage on you. And now I just can't spam it. Like, if I'm running with like 4 people, I could just spam my CCs. Ha, you can't do anything. My buddies are going to kill you, right?
Yeah.
And that's the aspect of the game where it gets a little annoying. Like nobody wants to die when they can't activate things on their character. And so I'm very interested in how they're going to do it. Steven talked up a big game on a live stream. I think they're going to deliver, and I'm hopeful we get to see it. So
I wonder how large scale they're going with it. Is it going to be like a 3-man escorting a caravan, and then they plan like a 3 or 4-man run up on them? Or are we going to have as much people as we saw inside the open world stream, the Cyclops World Boss stream? Like, are we going to get that many people? Like, that would be pretty cool. So yeah, I'm curious on how big they do this. If it's a little 3v3, I think that would suffice. I think it would be enough to show. I hope they don't just do like a big skirmish and we have to analyze it. I hope they talk about the stuff like, he's gonna hit me with this stun, here's how this works, and and then maybe they do a real fight afterwards, or I don't know.
That's a good point. You just brought up a question I was gonna ask you. What would you rather see? Would you rather see the big skirmish, or would you rather see like a 3v3, 4v4? Because I already know what I want to see.
Yeah, I would like to see I would actually like to see a smaller scale one. I think it'll be easier for me to analyze and try to understand the balance and intentions and the everything they're going for with combat if it was less people.
Yeah, that's exactly where I'm at for the exact same reason. I want to see the skills and abilities fire. I want to see how combat flows in a smaller group, because a bigger group, it's just going to be chaos. Like you're just going to have a hard time seeing things sometimes.
Oh my gosh, what if they let 6 mages join and the whole screen is just going to blind
just
you?
orbs flying slowly across the map. But I will say, Intrepid, I'm just going to put this out there. If you do a large scale PvP live stream, I know of 2 content creators, 2 of them, that would definitely be interested in partaking and being bait and just like being fodder for people. So
yeah, I don't mind. I'll clear the schedule. I might find time to squeeze them in.
We'll see if we can make it work.
Yeah, I imagine they're going to use the Phoenix Initiative players that are playing the game now to do a large scale thing. Oh, that's something to talk about. So if you guys aren't aware, people are not us. Maybe we can't tell you because it's NDA. But nah, people are playing Ashes of Creation right now. Phoenix Initiative members, essentially. Well, in theory. So that's pretty cool that they've already started spot testing. So yeah, and I think that's another thing that points towards progress.
Yeah, I remember watching. I forget who did it. I forget if it was Rive or somebody when we were talking about when Alpha 2 is going to exist last year, and they went through the timeline of what Intrepid did for Alpha 1, and I wanted to say they said it was like 2 to 3 months of spot testing, and then they announced, and then they had the date for Alpha 1, and so puts us in the time period, man. Like
quarter 2 looks likely.
Yeah, like quarter 2 looks likely, but there's a small chance, man. There's a small chance it's quarter 1 and we're wrong. And I will love to be wrong. I'll do an entire video. I'm wrong. Like I'm more than happy with it. So
yeah, I don't. Not that quarter 3 would be bad. I mean, just getting the game next year is grateful enough, right? Like, well, okay. I just don't think. Someone actually said in my comments, like they did their math. Matter of fact, chat, I would like for you to do this. Split the 4 quarters and then put them by percentages. So Alpha 1, 50% chance. Alpha 2, 25% chance. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Quarter 1, 50% chance that it's gonna happen. Quarter 2, 15% chance. Quarter 3, X. And so on and so forth. What is the percentages per quarter that you guys think that we're going to get Alpha 2? I'll go ahead and tell you guys right now. I think there's 0% that it's quarter 4. I think it's 0. Like not even point. No, I think it's a 0% chance that they would announce their game in quarter 4. Else, I think you made a point on why that wouldn't be a thing, because like it'll not give them enough time to correct stuff or something like that, and I don't think they would want it too close to December anyway.
Yeah, my perspective, the video I did on it was, if they're announcing a 2024 Alpha 2, it's only quarter 4 if every single thing they have to do, like they encounter severe issues. Like if you're going to say, hey, 2024, like we're going to have this, you have to assume that like their timetable is at least somewhere in quarter 2 or quarter 3, and they're very, very confident they're going to hit it. And because you don't make that if you think, oh yeah, by November of next year, like I think we can have 20, like it'll be 2024. You don't make an announcement then if it's at that point. So it can still be quarter 4 of 2024. It could, like if things go wrong, but I think they think that it's earlier. And so judging off of your percentages, it was so different. It would have been fun if we did this last month because my percentages were way different than they are now.
Oh, they were. Yeah, they were.
I was like 10 to 15% quarter 1. Now I'm like 20 to 25% quarter 1. And I'm 50 to 60% quarter 2. Like I think it's almost a lock. It's quarter 2. And then basically the rest quarter 3, and then 3 to 5% quarter 4. Like, okay. so the exact numbers, so we'll say 25% quarter 1. We'll say 70%, 65. We'll say 60% quarter 2. So that's 85%. And then we'll say 10% quarter 3 and 5% quarter 4. I think it's quarter 1 or quarter 2 as it stands right now.
Yeah. I think that's where most of us are at. Before I give my exact breakdown, let's check chat. Let's see. Hyper says he said Alpha 1 was in August. I don't remember viral. I do not remember. Hyper Dad says quarter 1 5%. Oh, he says quarter 1's only 5%. Okay. I mean, I get it.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
I get it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Saying quarter 1 is less likely than quarter 4. Hey, I don't know, man. I disagree. I think quarter 1's more likely than quarter 4, but I get the perspective and the logic behind that, being that they're just now starting spot testing, and so yeah.
What his exact like percentages? I'm looking at them. That's basically where I was last month. And then when I heard spot testing, I was like, okay, well, it might be quarter 1. Like
that's about where I was last month too. You're right. Quarter 1 5%, quarter 2 45%, quarter 3 25%, quarter 4 25. Interesting. See, I don't know why, but I just wrote off that they wouldn't do quarter 4. Like for some reason, like yes, we're happy we're getting it in 2024, but I got a feeling that if people were to hear quarter 4, they'd be like, really? Like really? Like, oh, here we go. December 20th Alpha 2.
Yeah.
Demon Hunter says, I think it's near or before summer for A2. Viral says quarter 2. Oh, so he doesn't have quarter 1 on his thing. Quarter 2, 35%. Quarter 3, 60. Very fair. Quarter 4, 5. I like that. That's fair.
Yeah, I can get behind that. That's fair. I had almost no quarter 1, and then I heard spot testing, and I was like, okay.
I know that's affected I ain't gonna lie, that's affected my decision. That's why when Hyper Dad said 5, but gave quarter 4 20. I mean, it's not that outrageous. It makes sense. Yeah. But I don't know. That I guess it's just my in my head, I'm like, nah, they wouldn't say quarter 4. But yeah, I get that. Okay, so IDIS 385 says 115, 250, 325. 10%. Actual release not. Oh, he says actual release not. Okay, not announcement. Okay, yeah. Since the pack sales stopped January 17th, I'd say quarter 1 is 75%. Says Vale. That's an interesting point, and I guess it's a matter of perspective, right, chat? Like, do you look at Alpha 1? I mean, excuse me, the sales ended in January as a reason of why they, that's why they wouldn't be able to do a quick turnaround, or the fact that it's ending there, they'll be ready to do testing. So my numbers, let me give my, So like I said, quarter 4, I'm going to say 0%. I mean, realistically, it should be 5, right? It's not impossible, but I'm going to say none for quarter 4.
Okay.
I'm going to say quarter 1, 20%. Quarter 1, 20%.
Okay.
Quarter 2, I'm going to say 50. And then quarter 3, the remaining 30, I think it is.
Yeah, 30.
Yeah, something about that.
Sure.
I think quarter 2, maybe my brain is doing that because it's right in the middle, kinda. I just think that's the safe. I think it's gonna be quarter two. Quarter three is very likely though.
Yeah, quarter two seems so safe right now, which is not what I was thinking even 2 months ago. So, and this is all that, guys. I want to be clear. This is all like built-in hype ourselves. Like
Yeah.
they have not said anything. We'll find out next month. I don't want to tell like I don't want to convince anybody here that we're saying this and so it's gonna happen this way. We've already been wrong on predictions in the past. Like we could very well be wrong again. It's just fun.
Yeah.
It's just fun to talk about. So
Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's
okay.
imagine. Let's imagine they say quarter one. Like they announced that in December and they say quarter one. That's gonna be crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's gonna be so crazy. Like, I think my hype meter, I don't know, man.
It makes
I
sense.
think sales will bump up crazy too.
Yeah, it makes sense. Like if you're gonna sell like an alpha key, you don't want people to wait. Like you want people to enjoy like what they're gonna get into. So it makes sense if they were like, hey, February 27th, Alpha 2. Like you know, like you gotta wait a little over a month, but it's coming. So
bro, are we once again not gonna be able to get to even the Reddit articles?
no, I don't think we're gonna get to them. I think there's still too much to talk about. So
yeah, this stream did kind of carry a lot of the talking points today, huh?
I did see a comment. If you wanted to go through a comment, I posted one in our chat from the video, and I did want to get your reaction on that one because I thought it was funny.
All right, let me pull it up.
Oh yeah, we don't have to do it now. If you want to do it now, we can.
Oh, I saw this one. That's weird. I saw this one.
Okay.
Huh. Wait, why do I feel... Okay, never mind. Anyways, but yeah, I saw this one under their video, right? Under AOC's video.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So here,
That'd be fun to talk about.
Open link. Let me put this in a new window. There we go. Let's move you. All right, hold on, chat. I'm still trying to figure out how to make sure you guys can see this. There we go. Do that. What the heck is the command for full screen? Is it F11? Yeah, there it is. All right, so here, let me do this, chat. It's my first time trying it. Here, let's see how it goes. There we go. You guys should be able to see it now. Yep. There we go. All right, so here's the comment that Else wanted me to see. I saw on the comment. So let's read this. I will be honest. This is from Jim12AR. I will be honest. One of the things that turns me off is the lack of uniqueness in the armor sets. For example, on this video, you are playing as an archer with mail armor and helmet, which looks really horrible. By now, I was expecting more progress on such things so that you can finally showcase us how the class is going to feel and look. I wish you good luck on the way ahead. You have passion, and I really hope this game gets released at some time that would still be relevant. The fact though that we are entering 2024 and we still don't have an Alpha 2 is a really bad sign. Cheers. Why do I feel like this guy commented on my video as well? I feel like this guy might have commented on my... You know what, chat? Here, this comment looks very familiar. Look at this Else guy live. Where is my... How do I go to my channel? I rarely use YouTube from the computer, if you guys can't tell. Your videos. Here we go. I'm a genius. We're gonna... I got a feeling that... how do I bring up this video? Here we go. I'm just here for my comments section. Thank you guys to everyone that watched it. Appreciate you guys. But I feel like it may not be him, but I got like the same comment. Let's see. That looks so familiar. And maybe that's why I was thinking it would look familiar, because I know I saw it under the video, but I was like, man, someone said something very similar. Uh, it was a negative comment. I remember that much. Someone said something about the plate design, but for some reason there was a comment earlier that I was like, it made me think of that guy.
Well, while you're looking, what do you think? Do
So
you agree? Do you disagree?
no, I think he's just I just straight up disagree. I just that plain and simple. I think I don't know what he's looking at, but yeah, I do not agree whatsoever. Here, let me actually but yeah, I just don't agree with the guy at all. Like I just people like that, I don't know. Why does a character why are we stereotyping like fiction? Like people
Yeah.
want dwarven races to all look the same. They want the archers got to wear medium armor, some sort of leather. The mages have to have this big pointy hat and a cloak because that's efficient on a battlefield for some reason. Like
Yeah.
I don't think we have to follow these rules. So that's my take on it. I think people get too hung up, and I think what happens is you get too what's the word? You get too complacent or
Take lock or
yeah, like you just get too set in your ways, like something you're too conditioned. Like you're too conditioned to think this is how things are. This is how mages are. This is what this character does. And
sure.
I think that's what happens to people.
Yeah, I saw this and I commented on it. And my point at like I it was very brief and to the point, but basically what I said in response to this was Intrepid is working on the steak and potatoes of the game. Armor design and art style is the garnish. Like it's just not it's just not important right now what the final art styles are going to look like. And I just my point of view is like they're showing an entire system, right? Like they're showing how you go about crafting and stuff, and then it was
Yeah.
caravans. They're doing stuff. It's like, hey, your armor kind of sucks, and it's like that's not the point. Like it's not the point of the video. And so I don't know, man. Like I'm sure nice like you've done like a video or something or like a build video, and they're like, hey man, those boots look ugly, and you're just like,
Yeah.
who gives a shit, dude? Like,
Intrepid. Hey, here's our artisanship stream. You know, in the description, in the pinned comment, like leave us feedback. What did you think about this? You know, give us some feedback on the forums. The armor sucked. Why is it the ranger wearing this? Like what?
0 out of 10.
Strangeness says, the absence of evidence doesn't mean there's evidence of absence in response to Gem 12 AR.
Yeah.
Vale says any class can wear any armor type or weapon. So
Yes.
Gem 12 AR will have to break what he's used to seeing. Grux said he read that comment. The Elven's archer armor looked pretty different. Strange says the male armor suits the Kalar European French medieval theme.
Exactly.
I actually wouldn't mind going Kalar Ranger because I think it's a unique take and the opposite with what you. Yeah.
I completely agree with that take. Whoever said that, well said. So, yeah, it's not like everybody with the bow ever in existence was an elf wearing leather. Like that just it just there are other historical references to other types of armor styles using bows, and so I don't know. I liked it. I get the point of view. Like you want to have the traditional ranger look. I totally get it. But this is a sentinel, guys. This is a sentinel, and so of course
exactly. I should tell that guy that he must not know else. That's what it is.
He just doesn't know. He's uninformed. Like this is obviously a sentinel. So
he didn't understand. I think people need to understand. I think they're not also showing. They're probably wearing gear that you can just pick up in the world. Maybe I know. I think someone said this was in a pre-order pack. I could be wrong, but I think they're not showcasing their best looking stuff, right?
Yeah.
And what's funny is Intrepid could do that. They really could do every stream with the character wearing the cosmetics from that pre-order pack just to sell it, and they don't do that. Like they're just wearing basics in-game earnable stuff for the most part. Or at least nothing too spectacular, nothing too fancy. So
I think there's a big difference between generating hype for sales and showing realistically what characters will look like at levels. Because keep in mind, what Steven is running isn't a max level character. So he's probably not running max level end game gear. And we all know that non end game gear looks a little bit different. And I don't even think it looks bad. Like I liked it, to be honest. But yeah.
It doesn't look too bad to me. And we just saw that different POV with the other guys lighting and compared to Steven's. So that's a good example of that there.
Sure.
So just stuff that you can probably tweak in your settings or your PC. So he says the same shield since Alpha 1. That's funny. Man, they did an amazing job on the lighting in that corrupted zone. I'm just
they hit it, man. They hit it out of the park. The entire nighttime they hit out of the park too.
Yeah. Now it got me wondering I thought Carfin's like reddish vibe looked really cool because I guess that whole tower is supposed to be like corrupted or something. Like this looks like now I'm wondering how that looks now with the new lighting and everything. Because that had the cool black and red vibes and hues or whatever too.
Mad Hatton goes, nice drip, loser. LOL. Well said. That's the that's the mod, by the way, the Quaternion Slurp. That's the guy that's always in Vladis's stream.
Yeah. He added me during their live stream.
Did he?
I was in the chat. Yeah. Also, if you guys didn't see, they selected my question, and I won't spoil it for you guys that didn't see, but my question about the beginner player experience, which is something that I don't know. I just feel like we actually talked about it on one of these recent episodes. But yes, just making sure that I'm just so worried about people giving Ashes spreading misinformation, if you will, or not understanding the corruption system, so they make a mistake or they think someone killed them without no consequence. So yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was a good question.
Oh boy, but I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. All you guys that's on YouTube, be sure to and I think it's in the description. It should be in the description. Be sure to follow me on Twitch. I am dual streaming on both Twitch and YouTube. Be sure to give me a follow there. I truly appreciate it because the plan is to go ahead and start building our Twitch up in the background, while also obviously not neglecting YouTube. YouTube is still my favorite and main platform, obviously. So. But I figured, I'm streaming anyway. Twitch changed their rules. Why not go ahead and dual stream? And for this to be the first attempt, I would say, it took me a long time to get set up because it's my first time, but I think I got it figured out. I don't think we had like crazy frame rate drops or anything. Everything seemed to go pretty smooth this way. So, yeah, I really, really appreciate you guys. If you'd go give me a follow over there and make sure you follow Is There No One Else as well. I got him. Well, you guys know his channel. Come on. At this point, you should know it.
But if you guys enjoyed the stream, also, leave a like on Nice's stream. It really helps the algorithm. It really helps. It's free. You just click that little thumb up button, which is perfect. And then, yes.
And if you liked Elsa's stream as well,
there's a thumb down right next to it.
Do you get like bonus points, or something? You get YouTube credits. Okay, I'm making stuff up now, but yeah. Oh, at some point, it's shown here in the background. At some point in the stream, his inventory got full, and I think he had to drop something.
Yep.
I can't remember what happened. I think it's when he made the night blade, which I thought that was a fun name that they happened to choose for it. Did you guys remember if he did get rid of it in his inventory and did it drop on the ground, or did he have to deconstruct it, or did it just disappear? Because I don't remember a pouch or something dropping on the ground. So I think he just I don't know. Do you guys remember before we end this? But anyways, if you guys do know, let me know. But we're gonna go ahead and call it here. If you guys got any last second questions, go ahead and get them in.
Yeah. I have a question.
Yes.
You posted a screenshot of 3237 from your YouTube video. You told me not to let you forget. And so
Chat, don't leave. Don't leave. It's not over. It's not over. Thank you, Else. I would have been so pissed if
I wanted to
you're
just like
awesome.
subtly mention it just in case like you wanted to wait, but I figured I'd
No,
bring it
that
up.
is awesome. So here, chat, let me show you guys what thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So I'm gonna actually have to let's
Yeah.
see.
I got
I'm
it
gonna
pulled
have
up already. Let's pull it up here.
What was that time frame I said?
32:37.
32:37. So we're gonna pull this up on stream chat here. I'll make it so that you guys can see it shortly.
Sorry guys, I gotta minimize everything because there we go.
So I thought this was really cool. And if you'd like, I can share my screen, or you got it pulled up on your end.
I got it pulled up, but yeah, we
Okay,
can
cool.
do share screen either. Also, it's up to you.
All right. So, and well, I could just give you the time frame, I guess. So, here, let me transition so chat can see. All right. So, I'm at 32:55. I think I'm too far actually. Let me, because I might have missed it already. I'm pretty sure I missed it.
Yeah, it's at 32:27 is when it pops up. So I'm at 32:15 right
okay,
now.
perfect. So let me go to 32. Actually, chat, let's here, let me also do this really quick. I gotta bring my camera up a little. There we go. All right. So you said 32:17. All right. So I'm at 32:10. You want to meet there?
Yeah, I'm at 15.
Oh, that's actually still too still too soon. I'm gonna go. I know when it happens. So yeah, perfect. So go to, I'm gonna have it right this time. 31:34. Is that soon enough? No, that's too soon as well. God damn it.
Well, if it's
I want you guys to see the whole thing. 31:25. Final answer. 31:25.
All right, I'm at 24. We're good.
All right, so I'm gonna click play in 3, 2, 1. So I want you guys to look at everyone's like nameplate. Like you saw how Mike was just white. Steven's gonna go over here. Now watch the background. You see Slurpee back there, all them fighting a wolf off screen. Steven kind of hides it with the tree. Something happens over there. Something happens over there. So you see now. Oh wait, pause. Oh, I gotta go back. I gotta go back. Let me hit the.
Yep.
There he is. Now you see, once they come from fighting that wolf, you will notice that Planendorf is now purple.
Oh, really?
I think this. Well, someone in my comments brought this timestamp to my attention, and shout out to you. He is. That's got to be the flagging system right there in play. So you see in the top left corner, Steven is not flagged. Here, let me do this really quick. Steven is not in a group, excuse me. So my theory is that none of these guys are in a group, and that they're just all running around doing stuff together. And because they're not in a group, the friendly fire is on. And I think is this the guy with the great axe that gets flagged? Yes. So I think he did an ability over there that he was aiming for the wolf and it hit one of the guys.
Yes.
And I think that's what happened over there. That it happened off screen, unfortunately, but I think it's obvious that that's what happened. If you pause here at 31:51, you can see that everyone else's name is white and his is purple.
Yep.
But yeah, I just thought that was a cool observation that I didn't notice the first time I watched.
I didn't notice it either. And yeah, it makes sense. Like you hit an AoE ability, you accidentally hit somebody that's white, like what they're showing right here, a white plate, and you're flagging for combat. You're basically saying I want to fight you. And it must have been like a tab system where he just accidentally tabbed the wrong person and hit somebody or something. But yeah, I thought that was super interesting.
So I think he used a fighter ability that we have yet to see. Because I think, and you'll see it here shortly. I got the clip still playing. I'll give you an exact time frame. But if you go to, I love how this ranger just backpedals and does the hops, because that's how I don't know. That's how I do it on Guild Wars 2. I think it's just I don't know. Was it Guild Wars 2 I did that?
Oh,
ESO, really, the backpedal.
Okay, so go ahead. Sorry.
So at 32, 33 or 34, you'll see the him do a great axe move. It's like an AoE, like it almost looks like a
Oh,
cleric
yep.
ability.
Yep. Oh, and then
It
another guy flagged too at 32-38.
ooh.
The CM Slurpee, I think.
Oh yeah, and now the other guy is not flagged.
Yeah, I was
So
just going back to see how long it took to unflag. I was very curious about that because it.
oh yeah.
So it's somewhere around 31:30 the flagging happens. So we see. I'm gonna go back and look because like I just saw his
So how
nameplate
did,
change.
can we see how Slurpee got corrupted?
No, I didn't see
Does it
it.
happen completely off screen? Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we can see which one of his AoEs. What is Slurpee using? Oh, that's the great sword guy. Yeah, I don't think we get to see what caused it. Viral says happens at the 55 mark. Slurpee purple as well. Yes. Okay. Oh, I
So
think I saw it. Hold on. So right, yeah, that AoE from over there. I think that was his AoE. Let me bring it back one more time, chat. I could play this in slow mode. Yep, that's weird. It's that it looks like a cleanse. That wave that the cleric uses.
yep.
It goes over there and it hits. Wait a minute.
So I'm doing a countdown to try and figure out how long he's flagged for. Oh, it just ended. Wait, no, it didn't. Sorry. Still there. Because I was curious how long you're flagged for when you flag purple. I wanted to
Yeah.
see what the numbers are. So I'm looking back at the other one because his name goes like he gets a white plate like very quickly. There it is. So
He
31.
said 54 15. I said 15. My goodness. 54 15
So
is a timestamp that Viral's giving me. Go ahead.
so 31:43 is when we see him go purple, and then
Okay.
32:26 ish is when we see his nameplate go white where he unflags. So that's 17:26. So 36:43. So I would assume it's either 45 seconds is the flagging system, like your flag, because it's just under 45. So it's either like 45 seconds to a minute for how long you flag purple when you hit somebody in the game before you unflag. I sorry, just an interesting tidbit that I
Yeah, because I
wanted
was
to know.
curious about that too. So Viral says 55 mark as well. Slurpee is purple. 54 15. Ida says the timestamps I sent you were pretty much when Slurpee gained and lost purple. Okay. 54 15.
54:15.
Yeah, I started from 54:10 to see.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay, so Slurpee's white over there. 54:13. Okay, the wolf gets into play, and what I'm thinking is gonna happen is some AoE or something's gonna.
Yep, there it is. There's Slurpee. He just went purple.
Yep. As soon as he hit that AoE and it hit Mike and Planadorf. Yep.
You all think it's the color corruption theme? Absolutely. Yep. I think that's exactly what it is. And I think it's cool that it's actually incorporated in the game. And they have not talked about it, but once again, this is a thing that actually exists that they're not talking about. So
Interesting. That's a cool. That's just really cool. But yeah, that's something that was commented. I was like, oh, I did not even look at that. Hmm. I need one of them to go corrupted now.
you're right.
That's
And then he
another
just
thing
kills a
that I
guy.
hope they show. I mean, I know it's a caravan stream, which is objective based PvP, but it would be nice to show corruption and the penalties. But that's probably stuff they still need to tweak. I got a feeling that well, I imagine they got the negatives implemented if they got this flagging system, so maybe they got it set up. I don't know.
I like their mini map, by the way. We didn't talk about that, but I did
Oh
like the
yeah.
mini map layout. So
I do. It's got a little opacity. I bet you can tweak as well.
that's what it
Because
looks
I
like.
know in some previous streams, like this one doesn't have that much. Yeah, it still has the opacity, but I bet you can tweak that. Because I remember being even more transparent in previous streams.
Doesn't
Okay.
Steven turn corrupted too? I didn't see him go corrupted. He'd have to kill somebody without them fighting back. But yeah, the flagging system is basically like if you do damage to somebody, you guys are both white plated and like you're killing a boss and you do AoE damage, you can basically say, hey, like I hit you, I'm flagging for PvP. And it looks like AoEs currently are flagging people. So
Yeah.
I thought there's been so much that I've read, but I thought that like the AoE stuff wasn't going to flag people because of splash damage. But
Oh no, that's someone in chat was talking about that too. You can they said you can toggle like your
oh,
AoEs to be safe. So
okay. That's what it was. Okay. Thank you.
that way you don't got to worry about it hitting like a summoner's pets and stuff like that as well.
Sure.
All right. All right. So we will call it there because we promised not to do no more 2-hour podcast. But
Yeah.
we appreciate you guys so much for being here. Thank you for the continued support. You guys mean so much. We couldn't do this without you. I've been Nice Gaming. That's Is There No One Else? And you are the voices of Verra. Thank you guys so much.
Take care, guys.